I have a comment and a request from the rest of the council. We had the taxi drivers here tonight, and I understand that the PUC is the one that controls that, but in this city, we talk a lot about supporting small businesses. These are clearly small businesses. They have been dramatically impacted by Uber, and surely there is something we can do. I think Mike Biddle suggested that the enforcement of the business license aspect of this, because the Uber cars are clearly identifiable. How does the rest of the council feel about asking that the police department make this a special project to pursue the giving of the citations for the lack of business license? There's no control on Uber. They had some kind of event, I think it was in Australia, where the Uber cars there charged $100.
Surge pricing,
what,
yeah.
100, yeah. There's no control over these people, and they're coming in and they're wiping out an entire small business industry. We shouldn't be just sitting here doing nothing.
I would be supportive of that, and also any other steps that other municipalities are taking with regard to Uber. I'd be interested in knowing about that.
I would support that, and I know that Ken James talked about their staff problems, but maybe there's a way that we can address some of the problems that the drivers are having directly, like when an Uber driver pulls into a taxi zone, that it's just not fair. They haven't paid for that. That we got to have some notice and some way that we can just make sure that doesn't happen. When they use the bus zones, they're preventing buses from using the bus zone. I think we have to put some money towards enforcement, just because other services are, the bus service is going down in quality because of the Uber drivers. And I think that, you can say some good things about Uber. They have made it so people can be assured to get their ride well in advance. The industry really is in transition. There are taxi companies in Chicago that are making it so that it's like Uber.
That's right.
And so we just have to help support our taxi businesses, but also get them to be able to have an even playing field with Uber.
I want to tag on to what you said, Scott, because I'm sorry Bob isn't here, but we should be doing something proactively with the taxi industry here. These are, small businesses. They're very, very stressed. They've lost 80% of their business, but they should be developing their own internet type thing to be able to really compete with Uber. And perhaps the Chamber of Commerce, who works with us, they have a contract with us, perhaps they can do some of the work to inform and educate the taxi group as to how they could come into the 21st century. They're operating in the 19th century. They have got to change. We can't fight our way out of this. They have got to change and upgrade their abilities. So we have some actions, small though they may be, that we could take. Sabrina, could we do that with the contract with the Chamber of Commerce? This is a specific item of finding out these other, Scott has the information about Chicago, and inform them that this is a way that they can be competitive and get in the game again.
Yeah, we'll work with the chamber to do some research on that. I have heard some other cities are working on that, and some taxi companies have just taken it on themselves. And so I will offer up to sit down with the taxi folks here in town, and we'll think creatively about it. As you acknowledge, we do have a very small police department, and with competing priorities, but thinking through if there's an efficient strategic way for us to maybe go at this a little bit differently than we're thinking. So we'll bring
and clearly
something.
Berkeley and the Berkeley and Oakland and Emeryville taxi drivers are coalescing. So this is something that can be done. Let's give them a little assist. Okay. On the community advisory body vacancy,